Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Prepare to Repair show. I am your host, Steve Suarez, and joining me in studio for this Memorial Day introductory
What are we calling
Monday.
it? What are we calling it?
Mack Tracey with Ferguson Supply.
Hello, everybody. Good to be back. I'm excited. I'm the guest today.
Yeah.
I feel like I've just been color commentator the last couple times with your main guest. Now I'm the guest, baby.
Well, you know why you're here, right?
I know why I'm here. This is gonna be a fun one today. We got a lot of stuff. We got giveaways. We're freestyling. It's just Steve and I having fun today.
Oh, it's awesome. We've had a tremendous response for this faucet, and
It's sitting right next to me.
Yes,
She's purty. She's purty.
I've been telling people about it because more or less people see it and they're like, well, it's just a faucet, blah blah blah. Not this.
No,
not
this one.
This one, I mean, this is a smart faucet. It's a touch faucet. It's got all the bells and whistles. And, for those of you that are, what if it goes wrong? Just more things to go wrong? Nah. If anything happens, it's still just a faucet.
Yeah.
But the bells and whistles that go along with it are really, really, they're really cool.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is Delta has tested them. Mm-hmm. This has been around for a little
and for
bit.
your loyal listeners, if something does go wrong, they know who to call.
Exactly. We've got warranties on everything.
Yep.
So from us handling the warranty on labor, any issues, from coming to you guys as far as parts.
Yeah.
And
we had Gerard on the show weeks ago, and everyone knows his role on God forbid if something goes wrong, as far as a field resource that can go out and troubleshoot something.
And he was the one who gave us a lot of information on how the Delta faucets have evolved into one of the market dominators that they become.
Oh yeah, they're the leaders in this category. They came out with a lot of this technology, as touched on in a previous episode, and everyone else I feel like is just following in their footsteps.
Well, people are going to see what this is like because they get we're going to announce the winner of the faucet.
No, I should have put my name in the hat. I kind of won it.
You can't win. You're part of the show. You can't win.
Yeah. Shoot.
Do you know how many times I've done giveaways and I had to tell my mom that, no, you can't? She goes, I'll just give a different name. I go, that's not right. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And I think I saw her try to squeak one by, too. Got to watch her. But as always, the Prepare to Repair show is presented by Ferguson Supply Kitchen, Bath, and Lighting Showroom located at 7950 West 185th Street in Tinley Park. Whether you are doing a minor facelift or a full kitchen and bath remodel, who's got you covered?
We do, baby.
Ferguson. And I'm pretty excited because not only are we going into a long weekend, Memorial Day weekend, it's the unofficial start of summer.
It is. There's more daylight. Weather's getting better. This is an exciting time, especially for our industry too. It's when gearing up towards busy season, everyone starts digging again and roll up the sleeves. Time to do some work and have some fun while doing it.
Oh, absolutely. And while you're either relaxing this weekend or looking for a change, I'm happy to announce that the RJ Grand Plumbing team is growing, and we are now hiring office staff.
Oh, wow.
We have several office positions available. So if you like working with people and want to be part of a family-owned company, we would love to hear from you. So
That's exciting.
Well, we're trying to get out to people.
You guys are growing and bringing on new team members.
Well, we're trying to be able to handle the demand of what our customers want and to be able to, get them where they need to be as efficiently as possible. Right. We've got our shop in Mokina that we've just pretty much got it all done and set up. Now we're going to have, our office staff there. Before everyone was working, kind of remotely, but now we're bringing people back, which I think is a really, it's really good to have everybody in the same spot.
It is. We kind of experienced the same thing at the start of COVID, which, man, is over 2 years ago now, if you think about it. I was just talking to somebody earlier today. It's like I have no concept of time anymore when you look back. I always think when we opened our showroom last year, That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We touched on it was 2 weeks before the world shut down in early March of 2020. I still think that's last year.
Yeah.
And we kind of did the same thing and got, very conservative and sent everybody home. And throughout all of our locations, everyone's back in the building now. And I love it. It's the camaraderie. And just as far as we hired it because demand went nuts throughout COVID. And I don't think anybody had a crystal ball and can predict what happened in our industry throughout COVID. So we had to hire a lot of people to cater to this demand, and it was kind of wild because we were trying to train people in this remote environment. They were new to this industry, which is a very technical industry, and having to learn things on a laptop in their second bedroom. It's tough.
That's difficult in a normal environment every day.
Yeah.
Just getting people, getting them acclimated, getting them trained. That's difficult in its own right. Now I had a pandemic to that.
Oh and I'm hitting July 12th is 10 years with Ferguson for me. So it's my 10 year. Absolutely. Thank you. It's 10 years for me. And when I came up through the system as a trainee, a sales trainee and learning, and the only things I knew about the plumbing industry was how to flush a toilet. And I don't even know if I was that good at that even. And if I didn't know,
you had it pretty well knocked.
And if I didn't know something as I was young, fresh in this industry, I had a 35-year industry veteran that was sitting right behind me. I would just, when I was answering phone calls, I would politely, hey, can I put you on a brief hold and lean back behind me? Hey, what's this? This guy said this, and this. That's this, and this. And then that's how I learned, just being surrounded by, industry veterans that allowed me to get where I am today. And my point being, it's awesome to have everybody back in the building. As you'll see, when you bring somebody on staff that's new, maybe fresh to this industry and this market, having people in the building that they can just learn and absorb from is priceless.
Well, I think the main thing is when you're, at least I found, because we went from before the pandemic, we only had, probably like maybe a few guys, like maybe 3 or 4 guys. I mean, we weren't really, that big. And then we exploded in between that time frame. And I'll tell you, growing pains, made a lot of mistakes. I'll be the first one to admit it. I could have done a lot of things a lot differently than I did. But the thing is you learn from things as you move on, as you move forward. But I will tell you, the main thing, no matter what happened, is the fundamentals of the quality and the customer service, and the customers basically getting everything that they deserve has been number one, has never wavered. No matter who I had, working for the team. I mean, it was just whatever it was, that the quality was always there.
Right.
So that's the main thing, and it accounts for, one, the professionalism that we are, and the professionalism of the men and women in the trade that, sometimes you have great fits and sometimes you don't. But when you bring people in that, that is what helps make your company go.
Oh, yeah.
So, and like you said, you brought some people in. Some probably worked out, some probably didn't. As you're trying to do this at a difficult time, it does make, even in what would be pretty difficult in a normal time, now it's just become even that much more difficult.
Oh, yeah, and I had friends and buddies that, throughout this pandemic, left one company, went to another company, and all I could think of was, onboarding in a remote environment, especially if you've put time in at your previous company, and onboarding in a remote environment where all those extracurricular activities are gone, where, sneaking out for a beer with your boss after everybody clocks out, building your own personal brand. And so much of that is handled outside of the office, outside of your 9 to 5. And I just look at myself, if I was put in that position and looking elsewhere, which I'm not, but if I was, I feel like I've put in so much time and effort building my own personal brand within my company.
Right.
like I touched on, extracurricular activities with leadership and just being seen and heard everywhere within events and company outings and stuff like that. To have to restart all that. Yeah, with a new company now in a remote environment where everybody's at home and your only time with maybe a new boss is a 30-minute Zoom call, and you got to have them get to know you on a FaceTime chat. Like it's
tough. But unfortunately, you don't have to deal with that because you are a fixture at Ferguson Supply. And
well, thank you, Steve. Thank you.
And honestly, I don't want to see you ever leave there because you're doing a great job.
Well, I appreciate it.
But speaking of this weekend coming up, now people are going to be outside. They're going to be barbecuing.
Did you see the weather this weekend?
Yeah, it's supposed to be really
It's going to
nice.
be gorgeous.
So people are going to be doing that. And also they're going to be, cooking both inside and outside, entertaining.
Yeah.
Now, I was thinking of this. Ferguson has, and we've touched on appliances, and we're going to go into a little bit more with that, but Ferguson has appliances. If somebody is doing outdoor, do you carry anything for outdoor kitchens, anything like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You touched on appliances. I'm helping a few people right now. We're doing.
I was hoping I'd stump you.
Custom built-in grills for their outdoor kitchen that set right into the outdoor cabinetry and countertop. We're going to touch on Build.com here in a second. We have owned Ferguson. Talking Ferguson now, we have owned Build.com for years now, and we always allowed them to operate independently. Okay. And the last probably 18 months, we completely rebranded Build.com.
What is Build.com? Because we touched on it last week with Dan Maka, with Maka Homes, who was here. He was talking about how people come into his showroom.
Yeah.
And he's designing their kitchens and layouts, and he's able to take different products and fixtures and lighting, and he's able to go on Build.com and kind of bring the two together so people get an idea, visual of the specs and everything, how it's going to look in their application. So he touched on that.
So Build.com for years has always been the online leader in kitchen and bath products and accessories. We acquired them. Don't quote me on the date. It's been several years. Obviously, they were in the same category as us, and their brand awareness is so strong. People that I'm in front of, new customers that I'm seeing, because new people are walking in our doors every single day as a new showroom. I would say everyone is familiar with what Build.com is because they've used it in the past. So they were one of the top online retailers in kitchen and bath products and accessories. And we acquired them years ago, being Ferguson, but it wasn't until probably 12 or 18 months ago that we completely rebranded Build.com as Build with Ferguson.
Okay.
And we've implemented Build.com into all of our showrooms now. So the customers that were very familiar with the Build.com platform will be happy to see that it has completely been implemented into our showrooms. Anything you see on Build.com will be the same price in our brick and mortar showrooms. And
that's what I was going to ask you. I mean,
there's a tremendous amount of product categories and offerings on Build.com that us Ferguson staff are still getting familiar with, because us Ferguson showroom team, we're just familiar with plumbing, lighting, and appliances.
Right.
If you spend some time on Build.com, which I highly encourage all of your listeners to do, it's awesome. The app you can download on your cell phone, Android or iPhone, is very interactive. There's some really cool features, but spend some time on there and just flip through all the different product categories. I'm having to familiarize myself with what we offer now, because if it's on Build.com, I can now sell it.
Nice.
And going back to your outdoor category, outdoor patio furniture you can buy on there. Appliances, outdoor plumbing fixtures, outdoor ceiling fans and light fixtures. You can get lost in the Build.com website, but I can only communicate so much. Do yourself a favor and hop on, because it's really cool.
You're listening to the Prepare to Repair show with me, Plumber Steve from RJ Graham Plumbing, and Mack Tracey with Ferguson Supply here on WJOL 1340. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back here with Mack, and we are going to talk more about the Build.com showroom and talk about some outdoor appliances that he has for this summer. Welcome back to the Prepare to Repair show. I am your host, Plumber Steve with RJ Graham Plumbing. Back with me on the Prepare to Repair show is Mack Tracey with Ferguson Supply. And before the break, we were talking about Build.com and kind of touching on what everybody's going to be pretty much doing this weekend, which is entertaining outside spaces. And I wanted to see what Mack had. I was hoping to stump him, and I'm going to say, well, we may have a grill.
You can't stump me, Stevie.
We only have one grill. We may have this, but most of our stuff is inside. But no, he tells me that he has outdoor, grills, and I'm going to stop right here. You go through what you have. You just went on Build.com.
Well, I popped on the app that I was telling you about. So if you pop on there and just go to the shop function, and you can filter through everything.
What do you
there.
have? Just name off some of the stuff you have for the outside. So obviously they're not going to get it for this weekend.
Right.
But you've got the next one coming up for the.
Because we have an incredible Memorial Day sale going on right now.
Oh yeah.
You can't stump me, Steve.
Okay. All right.
So I'm popping onto the app here, and I click on the outdoor living section. And I'm just going through all the categories here: outdoor lighting, outdoor kitchens, which can be reduced down into outdoor appliances. We have like the green egg grills, the smoker grills that everyone's familiar with, the Komodo Joes, appliances, your grill, obviously. But then when you're starting to piece together an outdoor kitchen, once you got the grill in there, you may want an outdoor beer fridge out there, an outdoor sink for a little prep area. Right. I just put in a cool built-in cooler that has a top that sits right into the countertop, drops right into the countertop. So you can fill that with ice. It's about 18 by 18, and fill that bad boy up with ice and beer while you're grilling. Your guests can sit out there and grab something. And then moving on from that, the amount of stuff I touched on: outdoor patio furniture, outdoor heating, those very cool patio heaters those kind of 6-7 foot tall,
the
towers.
Heaters, yeah.
A lot of different brands of those we offer. Outdoor ceiling fans, exterior doors. I'm just reading off what I'm seeing here on the outdoor living section of the Build.com app. And as I touched on earlier, this is our platform in our Ferguson showroom. So if you see something you like on here, you can come in, sit down with one of my showroom consultants, and place your order right then and there. Pricing will be consistent from the app to what's on our if you place the order in our showroom. Even with these Memorial Day sales, if you see something online, we can match that price in store if you're right down the street or just want that intimate experience with one of our showroom consultants. So a lot we offer as far as outdoor living as we approach Memorial Day weekend. And don't forget, we have the Memorial Day sale going on right now on Build.com. Expires June 1st. So get your butts on the app or come into the showroom and take advantage of the deals that are going on right now.
Now, when you order something on the app, will it get delivered to the showroom form?
No, it goes right to your front door. So,
okay. Nice.
Build.com, without getting too much into the weeds, we touched on my first time on air, our size and strength being Ferguson. Our distribution networks are throughout the country that just warehouse products for us. Build.com pulls from our inventory.
Okay.
So they ship from our DCs, and if it's not a preferred vendor of mine, it drop ships directly from the manufacturer. So, and the best part, especially in this climate right now, with all these supply chain issues and lead times, there are live inventory stock checks on Build.com. So if you land on a product you like, and when I say live, it probably runs 12 hours behind, but it gives you a ballpark idea.
That's not bad.
If you see one or two left in stock, I'd maybe call in and have one of my team members double check. But if you see 250, 300, which you'll see on there, that's a live feed of our inventory levels, so you can get an idea of when you might see it. And there's a little purple truck on the bottom of the product that tells you, I say we're the Amazon of the plumbing, lighting, and appliance world, because you will see it. If there's a purple truck on there, you'll see it in 2 days at your front door.
Nice.
shipping via UPS. If there's a larger item on there, whether it be a large bathroom vanity or you want a grill delivered to you, just like anything of that has a lot of weight to it that you buy from any online retailer and may arrive on an LTL truck with a delivery appointment. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that. I ordered a grill from Build.com last year, and it came via freight service, and they called me and had a liftgate appointment. They dropped it off and put it in my garage, and
nice.
The customer gets updated. Once the order is submitted, they get live email updates on where their product is with tracking numbers that they can follow themselves via their email they receive. So they don't have to call in and talk to one of us. And if they're probably accustomed to sitting on hold waiting for a customer service rep to see where something is, they just get an order confirmation with tracking number, and they can follow it themselves. So there is still time to order something and get it by this weekend. If you see that little purple truck, to take advantage of the Memorial Day sale right now, you'll have it by the weekend.
And you know what's cool? And I don't know if I told you this show is also a podcast.
Yeah.
So if somebody is listening in Ohio, California, or anywhere throughout the country, a lot of the things we're talking about, that same is available to them.
Oh, absolutely. This ships nationwide,
right?
And we do that every single day,
right?
So we have a lot of people that walk into our showroom. They want to come into our showroom to see, touch, and feel something like you did a few weeks ago, because it's a true experience. You
exactly.
saw it firsthand.
Yeah, have you seen some of the videos we put out there?
Oh yeah,
on
they're
Facebook?
finally out.
Yeah, they're all out there. Yeah, we've got them out there. And I just was thinking about that when you were saying that, the distribution network, that, this is a podcast, so people are listening all over. And even some of the other stuff that I had last week with Dan, with some of the technology that Dan is using here, this technology is out there.
Yep.
That ask your, if you're in your area, ask your contractors, hey, why don't you have this?
Yep.
This helps bring a vision together, and being incorporated with platforms like Build.com really help give that visual to the homeowner of what my kitchen is going to look like once, what I can envision and what it's going to look like when completed. And it really gets you excited and really gets you.
It's really cool with where our first episode I touched on with over 1,500 locations we have nationwide. Now you work Build.com into the mix. I have so many people that walk into my showroom that are building in Florida right now, building in Tennessee, down in Texas. I feel like this is mass migration to a lot of these different states right now.
Right.
And they can come into our showroom and make selections, and one of my consultants can either get in touch with their counterparts down, let's call it our Naples, Florida showroom, and coordinate with a showroom consultant down there to coordinate a delivery, because they'll be down there next week. Just showing our size and strength, wherever your project is, we can help you. And then on top of it, we have so many people come in and want to still see and touch everything. They sit down with one of our consultants and place their order on Build.com, and they'll come to us and, hey, we're going to be in Florida next week. Can you coordinate? Can you time that delivery with us? And we just do a couple keystrokes on Build.com, and we can plan that delivery, that Build.com delivery down in Florida when that couple is going to be at their Florida place. They want to remodel their kitchen down there. They can come in, utilize our showroom, and with our shipping strength, we can ship it down there and have it waiting for them, or plan it when they get down there, when they're at that property in Florida, and time it up, and they can receive that delivery, and their contractor can be there, and life is good.
Versatility is the key.
Yep.
Take care of the customers, and that's the main thing. And like I said, when you brought that up before, I wasn't really familiar with it that much, and as I looked at it since you've been on the show, it was Dan that brought it in there, just how it interacted with what he was doing, and other contractors doing that really just brings the whole project together.
From a contractor standpoint, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So a builder like Dan, and we do this with all of our builders, we will set up, let's use Dan as an example. If he has a current Build.com account, or we set him up with one as a new user, if the builder has an account with us on Build.com, and he's sending a client into our showroom to make selections for a new construction build or remodel, one of my showroom consultants can log in internally as Dan on his account and sit with Dan's client for 2 or 3 hours doing a whole house selection and piece together, we have project tools on there, piece together a whole project categorized by room, powder room, master bathroom, master bedroom, kitchen, appliances, piece it all together. As soon as one of my consultants logs out of that project that she created, let's call it for Dan, the builder,
right,
he gets notified that a project has dropped into his account, and then he can log on there, let's call it later that evening, and make some revisions himself, and then it gets kicked back to my consultant, and when she comes in the next morning, can see what updates Dan. So it's 2 lines of communication between the showroom consultant and the builder for the same project, and both parties involved can make revisions based on the communication received from the client. So it's a really cool tool when you start getting to the trade customers like yourself when a client is sent into the showroom.
Everybody's on the same page.
Yep.
That's
it's really, really cool.
Instead
of think of in the past, somebody comes in.
Yeah.
Oh, I just met with them. They made these revisions, sent back to builder. Can you sign off on it? Oh, I just got a hold of the homeowner. This is the builder speaking. We made this revision. Can you update? There's been 7 or 8 emails sent back and forth when now on this platform, everyone can just hop into that project, whether it be the showroom consultant and the builder can go in and revise at their leisure. It's incredible.
And with all those moving parts, there is a problem. That's where you have issues. When you eliminate those moving parts, these jobs are complicated enough. They're constantly moving with moving parts. This takes one of those potential issues out of it. Now, I wanted to talk to you. You mentioned your Memorial Day sale, and you also have your counter, your customer appreciation event at the counter.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that real quick.
So I gave you the flyer if you want to hand that back. Got all the details on it.
You should know this by now. There was going to be a test.
Yeah, I know the thousands of listeners that are listening right now, I just don't want to throw out wrong information, so I just want to double check with my flyer. So yes, on June 17th, that is a Friday, I believe, from noon to 4 o'clock in our parking lot at our plumbing counter, which everyone's familiar with, we will be having a customer appreciation event. We're going to have several vendors involved that are going to have...
June 17th is a Friday.
Yeah.
Fact checking.
So we made sure to do it around noon to 4, so guys like yourself, Steve, the trades can maybe call it an early day and scoot over and have some... We're going to have a food truck out there. We're having giveaways. You love a good giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
I know that. We're going to have a lot of vendors involved that day, some of which being Milwaukee Tool, Zoller Pump, A.O. Smith water heaters.
Okay.
So some heavy hitters in our industry are going to be there with a booth set up, just a meet and greet. Hello. Answer any questions somebody may have.
Right.
Giveaways, free food, some beverages, and it's just a way for us to say thank you for supporting us the last 2 years since we opened during this crazy time.
That's awesome.
Just to take care of the people that have taken care of us so far.
That's awesome. That right there is, it's the names you have on there are some of the top names in the industry.
Yep.
Definitely to come out and see them, talk to them, see about some of the products that you were thinking about buying, or just ask the representative straight to themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And I like having people on that are able to answer those questions. That this is the person giving you the information. So rather than listen to, say, maybe you can listen to a plumber.
Yeah. You're going right to the source.
Right. He may prefer one brand. It's like with Milwaukee, it's like, they call it Team Red. It's like, okay, well, I'm a Team Red guy. But there's people that will love, DeWalt or what other products out there. Yep. So, that doesn't make
I've been told, I know everyone down here is a big Milwaukee fan. I had a phone call last week. My Milwaukee reps that day alone, June 17th, during the customer appreciation, they're going to be wheeling and dealing on some products. So if there's any day that they're willing to negotiate, it's going to be that day. So if you're in the market for some new tools, that's the day to come out.
Even if you're not a plumber, come by and see some
Everyone
of the tools.
needs tools.
Yes.
Have you seen their new set of lawn tools?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I have to check them out.
Oh, they got the lawnmower now. They got the chainsaw, the leaf blower.
And I have to tell you, thank Ferguson Supply for, being a part of the show. I mean, that's first and foremost. But I will tell you, all the reps, like the ones you mentioned there, some we've had on the show, some we haven't. But the ones that we've had on the show, on the Prepare to Repair show here, WJOL 1340, they have been great as far as, and Ferguson as well, in providing our audience products.
Yep.
So when I get them, they go right to the to our audience out there, so they can, and the listeners, so they can get to know these products and use these products. So it's not like I get them as promotional stuff, and it's my whole house has everything. I got
Steve's
the new
house
faucet.
is decked out now.
It's decked out. I pass it on to the and we do them in giveaways.
Yep.
And just the other a few weeks ago, I had a representative from ProFlow come out and talk about some products. So they're coming out and talking about things that are phenomenal. And I'm going to get we're going to take a quick break here at the Prepare to Repair show on WJOL 1340. I'm Plumber Steve with Mack Tracey with Ferguson. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk about ProFlow. Welcome back to the Prepare to Repair show. I am your host, Plumber Steve, with RJ Graham Plumbing. And joining me, back with me, is Mack Tracey with Ferguson Supply. And we were talking before that, we were talking about some of the great, some of the reps that have come in and that you're going to have at your Customer Appreciation Day on June 17th. And we had one of your representatives come out talking about pumps.
Yep.
And they were great, just telling us, hey, this is how our product compares to some of the names, familiar names, but some of the names that you know about that are our competitors.
Yep. I missed that day. I was bummed. I had a conflict that day, so I wasn't able to make it over to your shop. So I'd love to hear how that went.
It went really well, and he did a head-to-head comparison.
I've sat in on that training where they have the side-by-side pumps just pumping back and forth to each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
It showed just how well those pumps were doing, and how they kept up, and what their structural makeup was, how they were built, and the engineering behind them. And it was really impressive at how durable these are. Mm-hmm. Now, these particular, a ProFlow makes pumps that are sold at Ferguson, but I also found out that they make some that are for retail outlets as well, like Zoller Pumps does it too. They sell them that they have it at Lowe's, but we looked at the contractor grade pumps, and I'm going to tell you the durability on those and the way they were built were very impressive. Oh, yeah. So I loved having them come out, and the fact that they were coming out to talk about their products was really impressive to me, and that's why I like, because a lot of these manufacturers that have come on have given us products like Groa. Yep. They've given us some sensors that we gave out to some listeners, and unfortunately they had to give a plumbing horror story that in order to get
the best worst story as you called it.
Yeah, it was the best. It was the best plumbing horror story. If that makes any sense. So when I get these, what I do is I do a giveaway. I give it an opportunity for listeners to win it. That's why when Gerard was here, we were talking about a faucet giveaway. Gerard from Added Sales says and talked to you and says, what could we do? Yeah. So we put our heads together and say, hey, we can come up with this faucet here. It's one of the tops on there. So this one came out. We do have another giveaway that we are going to be doing in July. And we're going to be talking about a period. I'm not going to let anything out because we have reps that are coming. We're talking. Yeah. And it may have been a rep that you mentioned that's going to be at your appreciation day. Yep. It may be a rep, but it is a product that you are going to need.
You are absolutely going to need.
And not only that, as a homeowner, you're going to need, but like all these things that we give away, with the exception of the leak sensors, leak sensor were basically they were point and shoot. They can install and put them wherever they wanted to. The products that we install or the products that we get come with installation, come with a warranty, come with all the things that you'd expect from RJ Graham Plumbing and the quality product that you're going to get from Ferguson Supply.
Yep.
And the support of the minds behind it and the reps behind it in case there's an issue.
That was we've touched on it previously, but coolest part of our growing relationship, you and I, Steve, is now you have access to my whole network of resources, and I think you're starting to see that, and your listeners are starting to see that on who we're bringing on, and we don't surround ourselves with bad people. Everyone, every product category, every brand that we deal with has a strong rep, local rep backed behind it, and I love connecting them with guys out in the field like yourself because, as we said earlier, it's 3 levels of defense for the end user. You have you out in the field.
Correct.
Then you have me, the supplier, for any product-related questions. And if we go through those 2 resources, we have the manufacturer's rep themselves that we can maybe deploy out in the field as a final level of defense. God forbid if anything goes wrong. So your customers should know that the people that you're doing work for not only are backed by you, are also backed by me, and the manufacturer as well. So they should feel very comfortable spending the money on fixing something with you, a new project, because it's backed by so much horsepower on the back end from a resource standpoint. Oh,
exactly. And the one thing I have to say, and I always say this, is all those manufacturers that you mentioned, we had Groa on there. We have a representative from Delta, A.O. Smith, Milwaukee, Zoller, you name them on there. How many of these products out there have had failures? All of them.
All of them.
Okay. How many mistakes as the reps, how many mistakes have they made? Many.
All the time.
Right.
Many.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many mistakes have you made?
Many.
How many mistakes have I made? Many.
And if you said 0, I would say that is a
I'm not owning
BS.
anything and you walk away clean, buddy.
Yep.
No. But the thing is what the cool thing is, and the great thing that you can expect is you're not going to expect perfection because you're never going to get it. But what you can expect is you could expect the 100% effort from everybody involved to make it right.
Yep.
To whatever, because nothing is 100% foolproof. Everyone makes mistakes. It's having the people involved that are going to go the extra mile to make sure if there is an issue with the product, we're going to fix it. If there's an issue with getting particular parts, we've got an option for that. If there's something that we don't know about, we're going to get it. And that, like you said, that 3-tiered approach makes that process, one, it streamlines it so it minimizes it. Mm-hmm. And 2, if it does happen, it's minor. We keep it as minor and as relatively painless as possible. And I always like to say that because everyone says, well, what about this? They have an error. Or they have this, they have an error. Yes, they are going to have an error. Everything has it. Everything has a margin of error that's human-made. And everybody that is human is going to make mistakes. I make a ton of mistakes, but you know what? I make them right.
Yep.
That's the main thing.
Yep.
I will make them right.
And you learn from it and make sure you don't make the same mistake twice.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
And when you do that and you have that kind of mentality and attitude, that is the person you want to do business with. That is a product that you want to buy. That is a place you want to buy from. Now, I'm going to ask you this as we start wrapping up. We're going to get to we have to announce the winner.
Yeah, we cannot forget that.
But I wanted to ask you, because we did the showroom and we did the tour. I saw a couple things in that showroom that I would love to have. Okay? Now, there was a couple.
Did I mention the Memorial Day sale, Steve,
yes,
that's going on right now?
Yes, you did. Now, there was a cool. I want you to name me off the top of your head.
Oh, man.
A couple of products in there that are so cool that I want to have you got to have one of these. If you can get one, if you got this, if there's any way possible to get one, these are cool. They may not be for everybody, but it's really cool that, you know what, if you saw it, you'd absolutely want it. I'm thinking of one thing right off the bat.
And we spent a lot of time on it when you were in the showroom, and I'm super.
Actually, you're thinking of the other thing.
Yeah,
but, okay.
I'm super passionate about it because I have it installed in my own house. It's an induction cooktop.
Okay.
An induction range.
Okay.
So for those of you out there that aren't familiar with induction cooking, it looks, and you saw it looks just like an electric cooktop. And most people will walk right by it because they go, oh, I'm not doing electric. Inconsistent cooking temperatures, and it's dangerous. You take a pot off the electric cooktop, that thing's hot for 45 minutes.
Right.
Can burn you like crazy. That happened to me as a kid. I'll never forget. So it looks very similar to an electric cooktop or an electric range, but it couldn't be.
It uses magnetic.
You learned something that day.
Oh yeah, I was listening.
It couldn't be more different from that electric cooktop. So it's as Steve mentioned, it's a series of magnets underneath the cooktop that interact with a pot or pan that is placed on that cooktop. Now, the pot or pan either has to be cast iron, stainless steel. Any pot or pan manufacturer will note if it's induction capable before you buy it. But what heats that pot or pan is the friction created between that metal pot or pan and the magnets underneath. Those series of magnets start moving at an incredible rate of speed and create friction between those magnets and that pot or pan. And that friction heats the entire pan itself, not just the bottom of it. Every square inch of that pan that is metal becomes heated. So there's no cold spots in that pot or pan where you may see on an electric cooktop where there might be a cold spot on that coil on that electric cooktop. And you might be thinking, what are the benefits of that? If I might just buy a gas range or an electric range. Well, the precision cooking is incredible because, like I said, every square inch of that pan is now heated. So you could sear something on the side of that pan because it's going to be equally as hot as the bottom of it that's making contact with the cooktop. From a safety standpoint, I could literally be boiling water for 30 minutes and take that pan off, that pot, and rest my hand on that cooktop because it's not the surface itself that is getting hot. It's the pan or pot that is getting hot. And you will feel some residual heat on that cooktop, but it's only because it was from that pan that the heat that was left behind from that pan you just took off. So you could cut that thing off and rest your hand on it. So if you have small kids at home, like an electric cooktop we just touched on is going to be piping hot that could burn you for an extra 30 minutes. And your small children don't know that.
No.
So with induction, you completely eliminate that fear. And then also the speed at which things cook. And I told you guys in the showroom, I have it at home, and it's become a party trick I do after a few cocktails. We come into the kitchen, and I get a big pot or pan, and I fill it halfway with water. If you were to do that on a gas cooktop, how long does it take you to, if you guys are at home, how long?
At least 2.5 minutes.
No,
minutes.
way more than that.
All right.
Probably 10 minutes. Yeah.
Half hour?
Yeah.
2 days?
Yeah. Should ask June, your wife, instead. But you do that on an induction cooktop, that water's boiling within 90 seconds. It's incredible. So busy families at home, you don't have to throw that pot on there and wait 10, 15 minutes for that thing to boil to start making your mac and cheese or your spaghetti. That thing has a full boil in a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So,
I actually recommended it to my cousin who is remodeling, and they have like a smaller kitchen area to work with.
Yeah.
And I said it gives you more usable counter space.
Oh, yeah.
But my thought was I like the pizza oven that you have there.
Oh, my goodness.
So I need people to go and check that out. But we're getting to the time that we have to announce the winner.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that
cannot forget that.
Yeah. When you go into Ferguson Supply over in Tinley Park, you got to go and ask them to check out the pizza oven that they have there.
Unfortunately, it's not live.
No, it's not
It's
live.
in demo mode. If it was live, I would be about 40 pounds heavier because I would be making fresh pizza every single day.
That is a must-have. That is something that it's on the wish list. I would say that's a wish list. So I want to announce, or would you like to announce the winner?
Oh,
would you like to announce the winner of the Delta IQ Touch Faucet?
I would love to, Steve. Okay. That is quite an honor. And this was a giveaway on behalf of Ferguson and our friends from Added Sales, the Delta Brizo rep. So several entries were placed throughout the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, 3. It was we ran it the early part of May, and we wanted to get it so we can get it out before the holiday. And this is, like I said, something that I'm really excited about because it was, like I said, a 3-tiered effort on it.
Right.
From Added Sales, Ferguson, and with us doing the install and warranty. So, would you like to let us know?
So excited to announce. Oh, can you hear that? I'm just banging on the mic here.
The winner
of the Delta Faucet Touch IQ Faucet. Oh, okay. I hope I don't butcher this last name. Is Sandra Staniszewski of Shorewood. All right. Wow.
Congratulations, Sandra Sandra Staniszewski of Shorewood. You're the winner of the Touch IQ Faucet from Delta.
I'm
jealous. Are going to love this. We're going to reach out to you and get you scheduled for the labor to get that installed.
Congratulations, Sandra. I put my name in the hat, and Steve immediately rejected my
Thank you, Matt or Mac, from being on the show. And
absolutely.
Everyone, head on over to Ferguson Supply for all your kitchen, bath, lighting, and appliance needs. Your dream kitchen is as close as Tinley Park. Check out our website for any more information on today's guests. Thank you, Mac. I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure, Steve.
Everybody, have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. You too, Mac.
I appreciate it. You too, Steve.
We'll see you. We'll be back in 2 weeks.